Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
Time for What's Trending, Joe.
Yeah.
We know the rules by now. 60 seconds to debate 5 of the biggest trends in the world of football on social media. First up, what have you got for me? I mean, I know what you've got for me, but tell me what you got.
You're not happy, are you? Because we are going to be talking about Antonio Conte,
Why am I not
who
happy?
has been
Great
chatting
manager.
midweek, hasn't he, to Italian media. And just going to paraphrase this, if you're watching at home, you can pause your TV or you can just listen to what I'm going to say, because he basically went on to say what happened in January wasn't straightforward. 4 players left the club and they were important ones. 2 came in, so in numerical terms, instead of strengthening, we've weakened. Doesn't seem like he's overly happy at the moment. Lots of negativity coming out of Antonio Conte. So the question we're going to ask our guests is very simple. What will he achieve at Tottenham? Carl, I'm going to come to you first. What will Antonio Conte achieve at Tottenham? Go.
Nothing, and I hate to say it. No, okay. There's a reason behind it because he's a great manager. I think that Tottenham are on the right trajectory, possibly. However, I think he's going to get more and more frustrated. And what worries me is in the summer, if he doesn't get what he wants, how long will he actually stay at Tottenham?
Will he be there in the summer?
That is it. And I do genuinely question if he's got enough time at the club to be successful, to achieve anything. That's just my thoughts. I actually don't think he's going to be there for more than 2 seasons.
I mean, if that, I think that the fact that they've already told him to stop talking to the media is crazy. He's a great manager. He really, really is. He sometimes needs to have the perfect parts, and I really did think there were going to be some of them with Harry Kane. I was kind of taking the mick. I do think he'll make it to the summer. It'll be very interesting to see if they spend in the summer. If they don't, he may not be there at the end of the year.
What I will say is he was saying that in terms of the squad weak, in terms of numerical, 4-2. He wasn't making the point that the squad is weak. I think he's a top manager, but I understand what you're saying. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I just think the guests were having a laugh at my expense because I'm a Spurs fan. But we will see. Right, next up, this is interesting. Trent Alexander Arnold was talking this week about the comparison between Man City and Liverpool's recent trophy haul. Got a lot of people talking this. So first up, let's have a listen to what he had to say.
No, we don't feel disappointed that we haven't won enough trophies because, we feel like the trophies we have won are the biggest and the best that you can get your hands on, and obviously not making any digs, but you look at Man City's amazing team. They haven't been able to lift the Champions League, so they've won a couple of Prems, but they haven't been able to win the Champions League. We've won both over the last few years, so it just shows that we're able to do it in both competitions.
Just a couple. Now, I've got a lot of people talking. Kyle Walker's face, he was not happy with that when he said Man City haven't won the Champions League there. But it did get a lot of people talking and comparing both of the trophy hauls on social media. So let's have a reminder of what they've won. Now, just a little caveat to this. This is what Klopp has won at Liverpool and Guardiola has won at Man City. So obviously Guardiola has won the Champions League, as we know, at Man City. So this is just for City, at Barcelona. So this is just Guardiola at City and Klopp at Liverpool. So you can see numerically, Pep is out in front by double, 8 trophies, 3 Premier Leagues, incredible achievement, of course, 1 FA Cup and 4 League Cups. Klopp with 4, but importantly, the Champions League, the Premier League, the Club World Cup and the UEFA Super Cup. So half the trophies, but he has won the Champions League and the Premier League. So our second trend is as follows. We're asking, what would you rather do? Whose trophy cabinet would you rather have? Klopp's at Liverpool or Guardiola's at City? It's a very good trend. 60 seconds on the clock. Carl, what are you saying?
All right, take away my affiliation with Manchester City, supporting them all my life. Look at that. The Premier Leagues, the Carabao Cup, the greatest cup competition we've ever had, an FA Cup. Yes, we've not won the Champions League. I understand that completely. But surely you'd rather be winning multiple Premier Leagues and be dominating. It's 38 games in the Premier League. It's much more difficult to do. What Liverpool have achieved, yes, I think they are incredible. They've won that Champions League. They've won a Premier League as well. But let's not kid ourselves and say that they've been the best team in England for the last 10 years. No, Manchester City have. And I think that is why I would rather Pep Guardiola.
So he's saying, take his Man City's by side, he'd rather City.
Do you take the football that you're playing all this into account? Or is it just
what trophy cabinet would you rather have?
Right now,
he's going to say the Club World Cup.
Right now, I'd probably take Klopp's, because then you do have the Premier League and the Champions League. Ask that question like in a year's time, he's probably won the Champions League, Pep at City, so I'll take Pep's. But right now, I'd take Klopp's.
Good trend, that,
I'd take Klopp's. What do you take?
I would take Klopp's because you've won the Premier League.
It's hard.
I suppose I'd take either. Never in District Sunday League is my greatest achievement. I'd take either.
Let's move on to the next trend then. Let's move on to the next trend then, because it's about Manchester United, where both Harry Maguire and Marcus Rashford had to come out midweek to deny rumours that were circulating in the press Here's Marcus Rashford calling out Christian Falk, who said that there was a split in the United dressing room between the English contingent and Ronaldo. Rashford replying, "Are we just making it up as we go along now then? Please stop looking for divides." Harry Maguire also had to come out on social media, this time to David McDonnell, who said Ronaldo and Maguire embroiled in power struggle. Maguire said, "I've seen a lot of reports about this club that aren't true, and this is another. Not going to start posting about everything that's written, but I needed to make this one clear." So 2 players coming out there to call out journalist reports. Now, this did split social media a little bit. Some people said, just forget about it. Just concentrate on your football. Don't worry about what they're tweeting and what they're writing. Other people said, no, call it out. If you don't agree with it, call it out. I want to know where you guys lie on this one. So we're asking, should players call out journalists on social media?
Yes, I think that they should. Ultimately, I mean, speaking as someone's obviously, we're talking about football at all times. We don't always get it right. I understand that. But there is a responsibility to be reporting on the truth and to be reporting on things that we know as well. And I think that actually, if the players know what's happening, they're the ones we should be listening to. So I like the fact that players are coming out there, they're being more outspoken, and they're not afraid to call out people who are apparently in the know, ITK, all of this. No, listen to the players. They're the ones who are experiencing it. And actually, I take my hat off to Rashford and Maguire. They could let it slip, but they didn't.
Yeah, no, completely agree. Like, if I was in their situation and I'd seen that kind of stuff, it must be so frustrating when, especially where you know it's not true or it's not being told in actually the correct way. So yeah, I'm all for more like player power and players kind of coming out and taking more responsibility and saying that, you know what, this isn't true, this is a lie. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, love seeing a bit of personality from players, to be honest with you, on social media. So more of it, the better.
That finishes the trend. We come straight on to the next one, which is about Gareth Bale. He was trending in this week for many reasons, because Fabrizio Romano tweeted this, which basically says that Gareth Bale will leave Madrid in June. Carlo Ancelotti confirms. Big news. Bale has had injuries, then his contract ends. He said he may not have had a good motivation, but he wants to finish here as he deserves. It's important for Gareth to finish his career well here. So the next trend we're asking is, bearing in mind he's a 4 times Champions League winner at Real Madrid, is Gareth Bale the most disrespected player of his generation? 60 seconds on the clock. Zac, what do you think?
He's definitely up there. I think his beginning of his career at Real Madrid was actually pretty good. Like, fans really enjoyed him. He was performing really well for them. And then, unfortunately, it was just injury after injury after injury. Every time he then got back into it, consistency, a run of games, it'd be another injury. He's had some great moments for them. You think about the bicycle kick and
the quality of the goals as well.
The quality of the goals.
Copa del Rey one.
He's been really important to them, especially at the beginning part. The latter end has been quite sad, seeing that side of Bale just not really enjoying his football, and then like comparing to when he came to Spurs and he was at least enjoying it again. So yeah, he's definitely up there. I think people forget how great of a player he is.
Yeah, I think that's true. Is he one of the most disrespected? And if not, who is?
I think he's not even the most disrespected at Real Madrid. I think Karim Benzema is. He's only just getting his flowers right now. If you could put Raheem Sterling into the same generation as those two, I think he's the most disrespected player we've seen in a very, very long time. So I say that Benzema or Sterling for me.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say Gareth Bale definitely is up there as disrespected. PFA Player of the Year twice, 4 times Champions League winner, top player.
All right, let's move on to the Europa League now. After an unbelievable first leg win for Rangers in Dortmund. I mean, what a result this was. 4-2 winners, astounding, one of their best away performances probably ever in Europe. And the Europa League as a whole, very exciting right now. Of course, we had the round of 32 now. The teams that topped their group get a bye through, don't they? So some big results there. You can have a look, obviously, Barca drawing against Napoli, Leipzig against Sociedad as well, and Sevilla beating Zagreb. But we want to know who you guys think is going to win the Europa League. It's a tough question. Zac, I'm going to come to you first. Let's have it.
I'd love Rangers to. I really, really would. There's something about Rangers I think that's a really good fun. So it'll be interesting to see, though. Obviously, Dortmund coming now to their home. It'll be interesting to see, obviously, with Haaland's playing as well if he's back from injury, and whether they can keep that distance in the 4-2. If 4-2 aggregate's just enough. Porto, I think, though, is my actual one, my favourites for it. I really
wow.
I think Porto are an exciting team to watch, but also just I think they're a bit underrated at times. Barcelona. less so, but also wouldn't be too surprised if one of the boys like Depay or something maybe had a bit of magic. But yeah, for me, Porto.
I'm going to change the question to who would I like to win the Europa League? West Ham. I think that if they could go on to do it, just what they're managing to achieve in the Premier League domestically, what they're doing in the Europa League as well, I think they're such an exciting team, and the project they've got going on there, I would love it for Bowen, I'd love it for Rice, I'd love it for Noble, I'd love it for all of their team. So I really want them to go on. I think they could cause an upset as well, so I'll say West Ham.
Sevilla the favourites as well,
I think Sevilla.
not to be written off.